Not long till the teams come out. Just to remind you that there is VAR in the semi-finals, but not only that, they're trialling a new thing in the semi-finals where the referee will explain on the tannoy any decisions that have been made from VAR. Now, we didn't have one last night, so we didn't hear the referee. Jamie's desperate to hear from the referee.
Who is the referee tonight?
Stuart Atwell tonight.
I want to hear Stuart talk tonight.
So if there is anything decided by VAR, then the referee will announce it to the crowd. Right, as we wait for the teams to come out, there's a real contrast actually between Tottenham's home form and Liverpool's away form when we go into this. Liverpool really strong away. Tottenham, though, at home, they have really hit the buffers.
They have, and this is a completely separate competition, League Cup. This is a massive opportunity for Tottenham to stay in the tie, take it up to Anfield at the start of February in the game, and give their fans, you know, something to cling on to, because we all know they are the entertainers. They do play some fantastic attacking football at times, but we've seen, you know, the deficits in the defence, and obviously that league form here this season has not been good at all. But it's certainly a new mindset this evening. They've got a fantastic opportunity to put Liverpool to the sword.
Virgil van Dijk and Son, just by saying to Stuart, well, we hope you have to announce something tonight. We're really looking forward to hear you talk to the crowd. Liverpool's away form is dominant.
They've been dominant from the start of the season in all competitions. You know, and it'll no different for them. They'll go about the job and they'll try and carry on the run that they've been on. I said earlier, Spurs have to stay in this time.
They're on the way out then, as you can see, the mascots that have provided us with plenty of entertainment with the Tottenham players as they come out. We had a very entertaining game last night at the Emirates. Let's hope for the same tonight here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Liverpool are the visitors and your commentary team, Alan Smith, and first of all, good evening to Rob Hall.
Hello, Mark. Well, if survival is the name of the game for Ange Postecoglou, his team is certainly well versed in it from this competition alone. A last-ditch win in the first match, last-ditch defensive blocks in the first two, goalkeeping mishaps in the last one, and now the toughest challenge with the top team in England and Europe on current standings. Ange Postecoglou is doing his best to stay upbeat in the current crisis and shows off his first buy in January, throwing 21-year-old goalkeeper Antonin Kinski straight in. Radu Dragusin is over the illness that forced him off against Newcastle, so it's the same back four. Rodrigo Bentancur's back from a ban as Sarr and Maddison serve one in this competition. Son returns with his contract extension confirmed as the fourth change from Saturday. Mikey Moore's available after illness, and Yang Min Hyuk, signed last summer but only recently moved here, is also in the squad. Arne Slot goes strong with his Liverpool selection, to the extent that goalkeeper Alisson plays only his second ever League Cup match. Virgil van Dijk plays his first since last year's final, though the fullbacks and his partner changed from the draw against Manchester United when Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister occupied their positions. Mo Salah plays his first ever semi-final in the League Cup. Cody Gakpo is one of the leading scorers in this season's competition. Diogo Jota, who hasn't started in the last 2 months, does so this evening. Luis Diaz, who topped and tailed the league win here last month, is on the bench. So is Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, Alan, Tottenham play their second debutant goalkeeper in the space of 5 days. What a night for this boy.
Yeah, exactly. First Brandon Austin, now this fella Antonin Kinski, thrown into an environment that he hasn't experienced before, but they do tell me he settled down and impressed in training right away to give the coaches confidence that he was ready, and you'd imagine he'll have to be ready tonight. What an occasion for him. Back to full fitness, Diogo Jota. He finally starts again, and I do love watching this lad play because he takes up positions that make it hard for a defender to get tight. Very clever in that sense, and given half a chance, he's usually clinical in front of goal.
Well, he said it. He always wins a trophy in his second season. Cranked up the pressure on himself in making that public. For on the slot, it's been a breeze so far. Just one defeat in his entire tenure. In terms of getting to this stage of the League Cup, these are the two most successful teams. But both Liverpool and Tottenham are desperate for it not to end at the semi-final stage this season. It's the long game to be played, with the semi-final still for the moment being played over two legs. But if you think Tottenham might play for a 0-0 here and then go and grab a result at Anfield, you probably haven't been seeing enough of Spurs this season. They've never had a goalless draw, in fact, in Ange Postecoglou's time in charge.
No, you've said it now. You've said it. But no, you genuinely cannot see it with these two teams. He's especially, to be fair.
He said himself they only know one way how to play. Here's Spence. Now Archie Gray, who's done such a good job filling in what is not his natural position. Looking to set Son away. But Jarell Quansah always had the edge. Here's Conor Bradley. Preferred tonight to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who did have that one bad day against Manchester United at the weekend, but it doesn't seem too long ago when we were lauding him for the cross that he put in for the first of Liverpool's 6 goals here just 17 days ago. Conor Bradley being given a run out on his return to fitness.
Yeah, another example of the strength in depth of Liverpool. We talk about the forward situation, the number of options they've got there, but Conor Bradley now fairly experienced at this level. A great man to have.
6-3 was perhaps an unfair reflection on that scoreline for Liverpool. In truth, they were much more dominant than that, led 5-1 at one stage. Forward by Bentancur. Here's Curtis Jones.
Lovely footwork from him.
Salah. A long one forward here to Gakpo. He's short of support in the middle, although Tsimikas has got furthest forward now. He was waiting for Jota to get there. By the time he and Salah had got into the middle, Gakpo had been forced away.
Oh, Gakpo had just pulled away from Pedro Porro, and on that left-hand side, that's going to be a key match-up. Is Porro going to stick rather than twist and make sure that Gakpo, a danger man for Liverpool in fine form, doesn't get it all his own way?
Goalkeeper finding his feet, finding his range. Ange Postecoglou said he learned the names of his colleagues very early, which is a start. Here's Quansah. Now Gray, and this is Spence. Held back by Bergvall. Spence again, looking for the run of Dominic Solanke, who got Spurs off to such a good start here at the weekend with that early goal against Newcastle that they didn't build on.
No, I mean, there'll be players in the Tottenham team that are low in confidence, but he shouldn't be one of them. He's leading the line superbly.
Early goals have been a feature for Tottenham, and they could be presented with one here. Left behind for Kulusevski. It was a bit of carelessness from Liverpool that almost set them up.
Yeah, Tsimikas with a square ball, putting his teammate in trouble. Certainly Van Dijk didn't want it. He was pointed towards Alisson to be given it.
Virgil van Dijk's face at the weekend was a picture with his despair at some of the defending that was going on around him. Unusual to see him playing in a League Cup tie. He hasn't played in one this season, hasn't played in one since he scored the winner against Chelsea in the last trophy won in the Jurgen Klopp era. Liverpool have given it away cheaply. Bergvall on the charge for them, got away from Solanke back in the end by Alexis McAllister. And here is Kostas Tsimikas. Put Jones in a spot of bother with that ball, although he did deal with it. Now Bradley. Taken down by Rodrigo Bentancur, who spent so much time lately on the sidelines through suspension.
Yeah, and he's part of that three-man field that I think is an effort to protect the defence a little bit more, to make the side more solid, three rather than the two. And the number 10 in front.
Here's Bergvall, who's spending a lot of time in attack. Now Basuma, forced away by Alexis McAllister. Porro trying to deliver with a cross. It's hooked away by Van Dijk, who's looking for a bit of calm around him.
Yeah, been a bit of a nervy, jottery start for Liverpool. Spurs have been bright in the early moments.
I mentioned they've started games fast. Saturday's goal against Newcastle was the 15th they've managed in the opening 15 minutes of matches this season. Hasn't always brought them the reward they've sought. So a 6th minute corner from which they'll look to profit as it goes in towards Bentancur, who was stooping all the way out to Son and Dragusin with the attempt, and Alisson has to make a prompt reaction stop.
Yeah, there's a lot of concern there. Bentancur, he went for the diving header and wasn't challenged, I don't think. Maybe just fell awkwardly.
Yeah, I think he stooped low to try and get his head on the ball and possibly ended up crashing into the ground and landing on his head, which is a concern that Spurs could do without after such a bright start. Well, immediately players from both sides were urging the medics on. Such was the urgency of the situation here with Rodrigo Bentancur.
Yeah, he saw the reaction of his teammates straight away. They knew their pal was in a bit of trouble.
Prompt action as ever by the medics in case any airways were blocked. And already Spurs may have need to use one of the players from the bench, Brennan Johnson.
That'd be a big blow for Spurs just when they put that three-man midfield in there to try and be more solid, and it looks like if he does come off, it's a big if at the moment, but you'd think Kulusevski would move into the middle, Johnson on the right, more like the shape that they have played of late.
Rodrigo Bentancur was suspended for the last round, for the last game, and also for the December league meeting with Liverpool, and his contribution here may well be curtailed as well. The break giving Arne Slot a chance to pass on some instructions to Virgil van Dijk, who was already looking concerned at the state of Liverpool's defending. And they will have a corner to defend as well once the situation with Bentancur is addressed.
Yeah, just give them time just to settle down and organise themselves. They have looked unusually vulnerable.
Well, an easy job for him coming in to take over from such a successful manager in Jurgen Klopp for Ange Postecoglou. Very different situation where many managers, 8 in total, have tried and failed to win Spurs a trophy since Juan de Ramos led them to the League Cup back in 2008. But he wants to do it his own way, and his own way may take some time. Well, the likelihood is that a change is going to have to be made here. Brennan Johnson is ready to go.
Such a shame for the player, having missed all those games through suspension. In the first minutes here, he's a real talent, Bentancur. Love watching him play.
He's not renowned for his goal scoring, but he has scored twice this season, and they'd occurred in the period of his last 3 appearances at this ground. But he's on the stretcher, so great care is going to be needed to transport him off the pitch, with Brennan Johnson getting ready to come on and take his place. It's a stoppage that's heading towards 6 minutes now, just as Spurs were building up some momentum. They had to bring on Brennan Johnson early, actually, in their first game in this season's competition at Championship Coventry, and ultimately it worked out for them because he was the one who scored the winner for them in the 2nd minute of stoppage time, in a game where they had been on the brink of falling at the first hurdle. We understand that this is counting as a normal substitution and not a concussion substitute, so it won't allow any extra substitutions for either Spurs or Liverpool.
It's bound to necessitate a slight change in shape. Obviously, Brennan Johnson, an attacker, losing a midfielder, replaced by an attacker. But look at the bench, and for Ange Postecoglou, not too many options in terms of experience.
Well, the injury list, as well as the suspensions they've picked up, have proved so costly. They've lost virtually an entire back line with their goalkeeper and 3 of their first choice back 4, with no Romero, no Van der Ven, no Udogie.
No, Richarlison there back training, which is good news. He's had so many injury problems.
Yeah, he seems the closest to returning, does Richarlison, but it is in defence. Ben Davies, another one who's been absent. Applause all around for Rodrigo Bentancur. You would assume that Bergvall, who had been venturing forward, is going to have to sit in there alongside Bissouma now. Maybe Kulusevski comes central and Johnson goes out wide.
That would be the obvious switch.
Well, the Liverpool supporters joining in the applause for the stricken Rodrigo Bentancur as he is taken off by stretcher. So in the 15th minute, Brennan Johnson gets on immediately into a situation where Spurs have a corner, which Bentancur's efforts help to produce. Son delivering with a kick, and no disturbance there for Alisson.
Yeah, long break. It normally takes a bit of time for the match to recover after a break like that, for the tempo to get back to normal, but we'll see.
Tsimikas releasing it forward to Gakpo. Here's Curtis Jones. This is Van Dijk. And the slip from Spence would have given Salah an opportunity had the ball been right.
We've had a bit of rain or sleet or snow or something before the game. It's stopped now, but the surface might be a little slippy. Perhaps Bentancur going to ground, that played a part, I don't know.
Gakpo wide, not reaching Salah. Spence in the way. Bradley. Salah denied the opportunity to cross by Jed Spence. Here's Jones. Given away by Conor Bradley. Bissouma emerging with it. And Quansah just gets there ahead of Dejan Kulusevski.
Yeah, as expected, Kulusevski more central position now. He's been Tottenham's best player this season, featured in every match. He's one of the players they would look to, and operated just behind Solanke. I want to get on that ball.
Match number 30 he's featuring in tonight. Match number 1 for this man Kinski, who was very cool there with the bounce under pressure from Jota.
Yeah, he was, but he was inside his area. I thought he could have just picked it up there.
From a goalkeeping pedigree, his father, also called Antonin, who was a Czech international, won 5 caps.
Told his grandfather was a keeper too, so that's in the family.
He was set to leave Slavia Prague last summer, but then the first choice goalkeeper got injured, so it earned him a regular place in the team up until Tottenham made their move. The move Tottenham made ahead of schedule. They'd already planned to bring him in the summer anyway. Here's Spence. Now Son. Spence having to try and shrug off Conor Bradley.
Yeah, he's right-footed, Spence. Maybe had half a chance to swing it in with his left there. Not so comfortable on that side.
Dragusin, who only lasted the first half of the weekend because of the bug that has swept through the camp that had claimed another goalkeeper, Fraser Forster. Here's Son. Back by Grafenberg. Here's Van Dijk. Liverpool playing their way out to Costa Tsimikas. Gakpo withdrawing himself, knowing that he would have been flagged off. And a reminder, if you didn't know, that this is the first stage of the Carabao Cup this season when VAR is in operation.
Crowd appreciating Kinski's ability with his feet. I've seen a few less impressive moments in those situations lately.
Yes, particularly from Fraser Forster in the last round. even though the injury to Rodrigo Bentancur might have taken the wind out of Tottenham's sails, they are building up promisingly again. One back well. Kulusevski couldn't guide it into Dominic Solanke. Solanke, the former Liverpool player, scored in the last of his 27 appearances for them. Salah was also on the score sheet in that match against Brighton. So plenty of trust in the feet of Kinski. Turned his back on the pass, but still got away with the deflection. Now gives it away to Jarell Quansah. In goes Kulusevski to try and win it back. Bergvall in the end does, and Kulusevski emerges with it. Bergvall stays forward. Johnson was in there too, but Liverpool with enough bodies back to cover.
They've been unusually untidy though in possession, Liverpool, giving it away.
Here's Son, looking to get the better of Bradley, and Solanke tries to drag it goalwards.
It was not an easy one, he's got to get a deft flick on this. Close to being offside. And they need a performance out of Son tonight, taking on this man. A double hit there for Solanke.
Alisson's only previous appearance in this competition was also a semi-final, one that they played against Arsenal back in 2022. They did reach the final, even though that first leg was a goalless draw, thanks to two Diogo Jota goals in the away leg. It was calmly done by Quansah.
A little drag back there with Son bearing down on him. That's confidence.
Solanke to Spence, who's operated on both sides for Spurs this season. Away by Van Dijk. Jones. In comes Spence and does move across to his favoured side now. Ferguson. Going direct, it's headed away by Gray. So find his target in the end, Jota. This is Salah. Trying to feed Cody Gakpo. And Salah hits one! And hits it wide.
Well, with Cody Gakpo being so prolific recently, hitting the back of the net from similar positions actually. You thought he was going to cut inside and let one fly here, but he gets the shout from Salah.
Here's Son. Kulusevski looking for Johnson. Couldn't reach him though because it was intercepted by Alisson. Gravenberg, caught by Son. Here's Quansah. Liverpool keeping composure when they have the ball, giving possession back to Spurs, which has probably happened too often for Arne Slot's liking. Clock showing near 25 minutes, although have, of course, played considerably less because of the hold-up with the Bentancur injury. Salah's ball across. It's Clear by Porro.
Yeah, both sides at times making it difficult for themselves, giving it away. Archie Gray was the one on that occasion.
Here's Quansah. Now Van Dijk. McAllister. Bradley. Spence wrestling his way in front of Mo Salah. This is Basuma. Bergvall. Gray. Jed Spence was caught.
It has been a decent start from the home team. Plenty attacking intent, which is in their DNA under Postecoglou.
Did get early goals in winning their matches in the last two rounds against the two Manchester club Spurs. Werner scored in the 5th minute against City, Solanke in the 15th against United. In both cases, though, it was still a fingernail-biting job to get through to the next round. Quansah just letting it run. Not sure what you made of his comments that Mo Salah wouldn't score too many goals if he played in his Tottenham team.
He scores goals against most teams.
Certainly scored plenty against Spurs, but Liverpool have an injury worry themselves now, with Jarell Quansah requiring attention. Brahima Konate is a backup for them tonight, although he was left out by Arne Slot because of his own recent return from injury. It is a case of trying to keep players ticking over at the moment who are just on their way back from fitness issues, which is the reason he said why he's played Alisson in goal as well instead of the usual cup goalkeeper Quaveen Kelleher.
Yeah, he's had to make some changes, hasn't he, in central defence. Konate going out and Joe Gomez coming in, and then he got injured. Quansah steps forward. Van Dijk's been the constant.
Well, maybe it won't be Konate if Quansah has to come off, because Wataru Endo, who has played at the back during the run to this stage, might well be the choice to slot in. Jarell Quansah, who's only made 5 starts under the new Liverpool manager, 3 of them in this competition, being forced into an early exit.
Disappointing for him. Back in the team. Didn't see how he got injured. Looks like a muscle strain. It's a cold night, but
Quansah, Endo had started every previous round of this season's competition. They're his only starts under Arne Slot. They're going to be going into double figures of stoppage time in this first half because of the injuries. Here's Basuma. Now Bergvall.
I think he realised it was 3 against 1. He was going nowhere there, Bergvall.
Well, he got what he came for. They've taken the free kick short. And here is Archie Gray. Dragusin trying to get one through for Johnson, but Allison commanding. The ball coming together there between Gakpo and Porro, but no hard feelings. Bergvall found the space that he was operating in was too tight. Here's Curtis Jones. Basuma underneath it. Jota helping it on. Van Dijk. Jones knocked it on to Jota. Basuma coming back to drag him down, and that's the first booking.
Always the wrong side here. Basuma struggling to get goal side. He's a player that depends on being able to make challenges. They lost a couple tonight, haven't they? Papsar and Maddison. Too many bookings in this competition.
Yeah, bookings previously in the competition are wiped out now at the semi-final stage, but this could be the first real test for Antonin Kinski, the rookie Tottenham goalkeeper, trying to get his wall organised amongst his new teammates, shifting Bergvall across, and Gakpo's underneath it, and it's straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I don't think he's really had a proper shot to save. That was an easy one. McAllister just couldn't get the power on it, the direction.
Son. Here's Gravenberg. Going nowhere from Allison, but to Porro, and Kulusevski took it on when he might in retrospect have been better leaving it for Dominic Solanke. Tsimikas on the receiving end.
Johnson just catching the toe of Tsimikas there.
It's the first start that Tsimikas has made since his comeback from an ankle injury. Gakpo just couldn't keep it on the right side of the line.
You get a different feel to a contest played over 2 legs, don't you? But the stoppages in this first half certainly haven't helped the flow of the game.
Well, whatever the outcome tonight, they're going to have a bit of a wait to get the job done. A little over 4 weeks for the second leg at Anfield. Here's Wataru Endo. In by Bradley, Salah leaves it. Shot up, over hits it for him, and Gray was trying to usher it out. Does all right ultimately. Gray again. Kulusevski. Spence. Kulusevski giving it away. Now McAllister. This is Jones. Through by McAllister. Jota just knocked out of his stride. And Dragusin emerges with it. Liverpool had pushed up then. Solanke trying to break through, but Tsimikas back in position. Johnson felt then he dispossessed him.
Yeah, I think Johnson initially wanted the ball in front of him.
Spence holding on to stop him progressing any further. Van Dijk. Now Endo. McAllister. Tsimikas. Shot instantly out to Costa Tsimikas, but giving him too much work to do.
It's pretty much been that way for Liverpool so far in this first half. Certainly haven't hit the straps. Bit of a frustrating watch for the gaffer.
He was happy enough with aspects of the performance against Manchester United, although not the overall achievement.
Certainly the main man hasn't been involved too much. He did have that shot set up by Gakpo, but he's been on the edge of things so far. You have to feel that won't last forever.
Here's Spence. Bissouma. Got him tight on Son. Bradley did well to retrieve that after the stumble. Neither giving anything away between Bradley and Jed Spence.
He's doing well, Spence, so far, down that left.
Very much a peripheral figure when he first came here, dismissively spoken of as a club signing by Antonio Conte, but 3 loans out, and suddenly he's a big part of the picture here at Spurs. Circumstances helping that to be the case, and certainly had plenty of involvement in this match, as those figures will show. Here's Conor Bradley. One back by Bissouma. Kulusevski curling one round for Son, but Alisson advanced. Alistair riding the challenge of Lucas Bergvall and then having to deal with Brennan Johnson. Breaks for Gakpo. It's good tackle by Johnson, who was certainly determined he wasn't going to give it up.
Yeah, his supporters enjoying that. Not been easy to be a Spurs fan coming along to this ground over the last weeks and months. Seen some great victories and some punishing defeats.
Well, Johnson was getting some stick from the supporters before he got that goal at Coventry at the very start of this competition, and it set him off on a bit of a run, to the extent that he's currently the club's joint top scorer with Dominic Solanke, 11 each in all competitions this season. Here's Cody Gakpo, who's got a dozen for Liverpool. Bradley. This is Jota. Bradley. Here's Van Dijk. Now Gravenberg. Finding it hard to break through that midfield. Massive Tottenham being forced to go sideways by the heavy Spurs presence in front of them. Endo with the switch. And even though Gakpo had some space, the ball played between he and Tsimikas.
You certainly wouldn't say the Spurs fullbacks have been quite so gung-ho as they often are. Pedro Porro, haven't seen too many barnstorming runs up that right-hand side so far.
Well, remember, the second leg of the semi-finals will be at the start of next month. It's February the 5th as Newcastle look to protect their 2-0 lead against Arsenal. 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Football, and the return in this fixture will take place on Thursday, February the 6th from 7 o'clock. Here's Son. Kulusevski. Shota not starting from a position where you'd have expected to see him. This is Salah. Tsimikas has joined the attack, but Gakpo reaches it. Now Tsimikas pulls it across, and Bergvall did well to track the run of Jones.
Yeah, probably the best moment that for Liverpool. They've got 2v1 on that side.
What a foul it was by Kulusevski on McAllister.
Didn't complain too much, Kulusevski. Tsimikas spotting a chance to double up here on Porro. Not far off from finding his man.
Well, it's in organising defensive situations like this that the new goalkeeper needs to stamp his authority. This may be where there is potential for confusion. Son looking back at him, he still doesn't look entirely comfortable with it, the goalkeeper. And Bergvall looks a little uncertain too. In fact, they all do in that wall. Tsimikas bends it round, headed away by Gray, and Basuma then gets it away. Gravenberg. Tsimikas. Here's Van Dijk. A bumper 11 added minutes in this first half. Understandable, really, considering the long delays with the injuries to Bentancur and Quansah. Here's Tsimikas. Overcooked for Curtis Jones.
Seen a bit more of the ball, but not doing a great deal with it at the moment, Liverpool.
It's a wayward one from Kinski. Bradley couldn't make the most of it. Bradley fights off Kulusevski.
Good old-fashioned shoulder charge, I think, that one.
Here's Endo. Van Dijk. Tsimikas. Jota. It's opened up here for Kostas Tsimikas. Gets his cross away. Dragusin deals with it rather than risk leaving it to the goalkeeper despite the shout.
Yeah, but just beginning to take charge now, the away team, towards the end of this first half.
Endo. Van Dijk. Capo taking on Pedro Porro.
It's a reflection of how the team in red have been bossing things last five. You can feel a little bit of anxiety within this home crowd.
Ray trying to change that by winning it back, but Kulusevski unable to seriously break with it. Here's Gakpo, tries to pull it back and finds Mo Salah. In the end, there were two who were willing to take it on, and Salah and McAllister maybe just confused each other a little.
I think they did. Salah not sure whether McAllister was going to take over, but Liverpool's best moments really have come down this left-hand side. Just needed a clear shout.
Salah. Shot beaten off it by Kulusevski. Here's Basuma. Now Bergvall knitting it together neatly here, Spurs. Johnson has a go. Not too much to aim at. Porro slipping, and Jota emerged with it to find Gakpo. Salah's having to try and fight off Spence to his right. And Gakpo wants to go alone and test the goalkeeper, who holds on.
Yeah, that looks a tricky one, you know, skidding off the turf, maybe swerving a bit as it came towards him. It's just a question of getting his body behind this one. It did move, didn't it? At some pace. It's been a decent start by the debut boy.
Well, he was far enough off his own goal line then not to cause serious alarm. I've seen more of his footwork so far than his saves, and he's looked comfortable. It's a long one with which he's reached Son, who in turn finds Dominic Solanke. Does have European experience this season in the Champions League qualifiers and the Europa League. Might be a little bit harsh on Brandon Austin, who's 26 today, had to wait long enough to make his debut. He's been given a legacy number already as Austin, number 890, for making his debut. His opportunity given to him by Vicario's absence and Forster's illness.
To dig in as a defensive right back, Pedro Porro, tonight.
Neither of these teams has kept a clean sheet in the Carabao Cup this season. Here's Endo. Now McAllister to Gakpo. Cody Gakpo.
Players like Alexis McAllister start receiving the ball between the lines and turning, that's when the alarm bells will start to ring for Spurs. That's not too far away.
He's trying to replicate the kind of finish that he pulled off at the weekend. Cody Gakpo has scored in Liverpool's last 3 matches. Endo. Now Bradley. Dragusin. Porro.
Yeah, Tottenham got to rediscover that attacking momentum that they started off this match with.
Bradley, cleared by Dragusin. Can't have helped their cause, losing Rodrigo Bentancur and the manner that they did, naturally concerned for their stricken teammate. Johnson trying to help it on to Kulusevski. And here's Dragusin. Son's ball across, Bergvall leaps for it.
Yeah, the Spence ball out to Son was a little too heavy for Son wide.
Jota. Salah to Jones. Jones to Gakpo. Simicas. Curtis Jones saw Salah. He may well have been offside anyway.
It's an important spell this, for Spurs in particular, I think, to retain that clean sheet until half-time. Liverpool asking more probing questions now.
About a minute more to hang on here, Spurs. Spence clears the decks. Here's McAllister. This is Van Dijk. Gravenberg. Jones retrieving it. Is McAllister. Gakpo pulling it back. Jota trying to guide it goalwards. Pedro Porro with the strength to see it out.
Yeah, they come really close to carving out a good chance when they've gone down that left-hand side. They've just missed out fractionally with those cutbacks.
Well, the one scoreline you wouldn't have expected it to be, even at half-time, 0-0. Radu Dragusin had an early attempt forcing Alisson into a save, but off the back of that, Rodrigo Bentancur's injury, Spurs seemed deflated, and Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah, as the half wore on, got into the match more, but at half-time it is Tottenham 0, Liverpool 0.
It's a simple message from Postecoglou to the team. They've been pressing well, as we showed at half-time. That guy there has had a brilliant first 45 minutes in a Tottenham shirt, and Liverpool have been off it, so Tottenham have got to use this opportunity to sense sort of a little bit of unrest in possession for Liverpool and put them to the sword.
Liverpool got to be sharp, haven't they?
Yeah, a little bit. They certainly grew into the game. Last 10 minutes or so, I really thought they started to show what they can do, especially Gakpo against Porro. I think that's going to open up in this second half. That's going to be an interesting battle. And Liverpool still, I think, are the favourites to win this game.
No different from Spurs. I think that's where they have to be careful with the overlap from Tsimikas. Will he make changes? Will Robertson or will Trent come on later into the game, because they can be a real threat on the attack? But from Spurs' point of view, easy team to opt for, man, just keep it going.
Back to Alan Smith and Rob Halford.
Well, we'd already had 4 goals by this stage of the league meeting here just 17 days ago, but it's been a lot tighter in the first leg of this Carabao Cup semi-final. The 18th time that Spurs have been in the last 4 of this competition. The only one of the last 3 that they've won was reduced to a single game against Brentford through the post-Covid fixture congestion. They won it 2-0. Son, who's playing tonight, scored in that win. And avoiding Son there, Basuma got his toe to it. No further changes to the Spurs lineup after the one in the first half where Bentancur had to be replaced by Johnson, and likewise with Liverpool, who had to replace Quansah with Endo. And no more alterations by either manager at half-time. Bergval's header. Tsimikas. Dragusin wary of the bounce. And wary of Jota enough to bring him down and give away a free kick, which McAllister wanted to take quickly. Frustrated because he felt that Porro could have moved further away, but Stuart Atwell putting him right. Here's Bradley. In Premier League terms, after the break has been good for these 2 sides, who are the top scorers in the Premier League.
Yeah, so often Tottenham have got a goal down here, haven't they, over the last year? So far, so good.
Here's Johnson. By Virgil van Dijk, who's been his usual calm and composed self. Johnson feeling a bit winded though. Here's Tsimikas. Endo. Conor Bradley. Unable to keep it in.
Yeah, they won't want to continue that pattern of misplaced passes. Liverpool, they did finish the first half on top, and they'll be hoping to continue that here.
Spence. Here's Jones. Bradley. Son just trying to unsettle Conor Bradley.
Yeah, the ball just caught between his feet there, but a miscontrol.
Jones. Tsimikas. Here's Curtis Jones. Cross by Salah. Gakpo trying to get underneath it.
Well, they got plenty of red shirts forward there. In support of Salah. Flooded into that final third. Might just have timed his run well. Good in the air.
Well, it is a cup week for both these teams. You'd expect perhaps further rotation at the weekend, where Liverpool take on Accrington, Spurs go to Tamworth in the FA Cup. I wonder what time in this match we'll see more stirrings on the bench, unenforced. Toro just about kept it in. Here's Gray. Son. Johnson through some agonies at the start of this second half. Winded by Van Dijk and now caught by Tsimikas.
Yeah, just getting 4 studs down the bottom of that shin.
Too much of Son. Spence. Here's Dragusin. Jed Spence. Son's ball across, flew past everybody, including Dominic Solanke.
no doubt this is a Liverpool team that's a bit out of sorts, and if you're a Spurs player, you're thinking maybe this is a good chance to get our noses in front if we can put things together going forward.
Kulusevski. Gakpo. Salah.
Caught out there, Spurs, from that throw in. Gakpo making that diagonal going into space.
Spurs just trying to find some wriggle room, but not this time. Solanke. Free kick to Spurs. And they want Solanke up there as quickly as they can get him up there. But Spencer's walked away from the free kick. He's decided to leave it to Yves Bissouma instead, who's gone back to Archie Gray. Here's Dragusin. Throwing control here. Bergvall aiming to pile pressure on Alisson. It was a bit of a heart-stopping moment. Bergvall's running back, and Porro denied by Van Dijk, and Porro clips it wide inexplicably. A horror moment for Alisson, and somehow Spurs let him off the hook.
Well, maybe for the first time Porro had taken up a right-wing position from the start of this move. Alisson hasn't done much wrong in this match, but he did do there. Van Dijk with a vital block, and then just trying a little bit too clever maybe. Porro had a chance to let fly a bit earlier than he did. Liverpool let off the hook big time. Not once, but twice.
Well, he can't believe that luck has deserted him again, because he knows that that happened twice to his team in the previous round and they paid the price. But Alisson gets away with this one, and Porro is capable of scoring. He's got a couple already this season, including one in the big win at his old club, Manchester City.
Yeah, it's not often that Liverpool will present gifts like that. And when they do, you've got to take them.
Having survived the scare, Liverpool looking to reinforce their position and possibly needing some changes with which to do it. There's good pressure though from Bergvall to force Alisson into that mistake. Berg going across to Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, sometimes moments like that can light the fire of a match. Turn up the intensity for both sides.
Endo. Salah. Nunez and Luis Diaz are the two who've been called for by Arne Slot. Endo. Bradley did well to win it back. Here's Mo Salah. Just trying to get it the right side of the line, and the goalkeeper keeps it out.
Yeah, awkward one that for Kinski. Not often we see Mo Salah this quiet. That was a tricky one for the keeper, had to let it go.
Well, Son was hurt right at the start of that Liverpool move, and Spurs unhappy that it didn't stop at that point for the Bradley challenge. So Nunez, Alexander-Arnold and Diaz all coming on. Jota's off, Bradley is off. And Cody Gakpo is off too.
Well, a measure of Liverpool's strength. Certainly a big advantage over Spurs in this sense. What they can produce off the bench.
Luis Diaz scored the first goal here, helped by a wonderful cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold when the sides met here last month. We also got the 6th in that remarkable 6-3 win for Arne Slot's team. It's a free kick given against McAllister.
It's been a tough battle up against Virgil van Dijk for Solanke. McAllister helping out as well.
Tsimikas has won it back here. Tries to set Darwin Nunez away. Ferguson having to be sure with the back pass, just as Kinski has to be sure with his footwork. Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Gravenberg. Diaz. Crossed by Tsimikas, and he's just on Nunez, but Kinski handles it comfortably.
Lovely ball in from Tsimikas, that. Finding the centre forward in a nice bit of space, first bit of action, maybe coming too early, that chance for him.
McAllister feels that that was a Liverpool throw-in, but it's actually been given the other way. Solanke, backed by Gravenberg. Endo.
Well, fairly even second half. Wonder if these Liverpool substitutions, though, are going to make the difference.
Here's one of them, Nunez. Kinski made sure that was his. Dragusin. Spence. The slip by Alisson appears to have had a positive effect on Liverpool, it's almost woken them up. Here's Salah. Now Jones. Endo. Spurs being kept penned back for now. Gravenberg came onto it. Jones looking for a link up, but none forthcoming. Gray emerging with it and slots it out wide to Kulusevski. He's got Johnson through the middle. Solanke a little way back. Tried to roll it across to Johnson, cut out though by Virgil van Dijk.
Just didn't have enough support, did he? But started beautifully that attack by Archie Gray. Lovely ball by him. Bit of class from the youngster. They say he's a real leader in that dressing room. Maybe a future captain of this club.
Wouldn't have expected to have made as many appearances as he has for Tottenham this season, but such has been the depth of their injury crisis. He's been forced into various positions. Here's Kulusevski. Bergvall can't get it all the way across. Alexander-Arnold clears. Here's Gray. Dragusin. Porro. Cut out by Jones. Hasn't been a goalless draw between these sides since Jurgen Klopp's first match in charge of Liverpool. And really, Spurs will feel they do need to take some kind of lead to Anfield if they are to progress to the final in March.
Yeah, interesting. About taking a 0-0 before the ball had been kicked tonight. Before the match, it might be seen as a good result.
It might depend on who they get back between now and February. Jones sweeps this one right across. It's reached Luis Diaz. And it's deflected back off Bergvall. It actually took some of the sting out of it.
Dragusin getting nutmegged there, couldn't sort his feet out.
Swept through by Kulusevski, but he goes straight to Tsimikas. Alexander-Arnold spots Luis Diaz in space, but gives him too much of a task to complete.
Yeah, it's catching the misplaced passes. Even he can get them wrong.
Great. Johnson. Here's Kulusevski. Callister in the way. Diaz skipping away from Porro, but then caught by Bergvall, who's going to get booked for that.
Porro had a nibble, and then Bergvall tried his luck. That was a foul, but he stayed on his feet. Probably a bit less contact there. Yeah, definitely less contact there.
Well, he was pleading on Bergvall's behalf, but it didn't do any good. Yellow card. Endo. Here's Gravenberg. Now Salah. And it's Darwin Núñez. And Kinski, with his biggest moment of the match so far, spreading himself at the feet of Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, really good stop that. Measured pass by Salah into Núñez.
And the goalkeeper will be called upon again here and takes it calmly ahead of Mo Salah.
Well, not a bad debut at all so far by Kinski. That's perfectly weighted. I mean, it's a difficult chance, the angle's against Núñez, but it is a good stop.
Through ball from Johnson. Here's Porro. Solanke was going in to challenge for it. Son was very close behind him.
Endo did well. Get his head there first.
Alexander-Arnold. Jones tries to leave it behind. Oh, given away by Brennan Johnson to Gravenberg. It could come back to haunt Tottenham. Núñez. Núñez looking for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dragusin underneath the cross. Here's Gravenberg. Now Endo. Jones. Tsimikas with the ball in, no takers there. Alexander-Arnold hits it off the line, and McAllister wide. Another goal line clearance in this competition for Tottenham, this time effected by Radu Dragusin.
What a strike from Alexander-Arnold this is. From a really difficult angle, have a look at that. And Dragusin just ducking back behind his keeper, doing what all good defenders do. But that is as clean as you like from Alexander-Arnold.
Well, they've had some lucky escapes in this competition of Spurs when you think about it. Ben Davies's clearance from Haji Wright in the game against Coventry. Yves Bissouma's from Nico O'Reilly against Manchester City, and now Dragusin stopping Alexander-Arnold from scoring to add to that list. And Spurs are going to take their captain off. He's looking for a new taker for the captain's armband. It's Dejan Kulusevski, and the player who's coming on to replace Son is Timo Werner, who certainly had his highs and lows this season. He scored in this competition, sent them off well in the victory over Manchester City, but then in the same game had a big miss and got injured, and then was much criticised for his performance in the European game in Glasgow.
Well, it's a bit of a struggle for Son out there tonight. You can see struggling a bit for form and confidence. He took that knock as well 5-10 minutes ago.
Well, Spurs have scored 2 goals in the last 18 minutes of each of their last 2 matches against Liverpool, when on both occasions they ended in defeat, and in both occasions those 2 goals were too late and not enough. But if they can strike twice in the finale here, it would give them a very handy lead to take to Anfield in a month's time.
It certainly feels like we're closer to getting a goal in this match than we have been. This last 20 minutes should be the best spell, I think, of the game.
Well, since Liverpool made their 3 changes, it's certainly tipped the balance in their favour. A continuation of that here with Luis Diaz. Tsimikas can't get it across. Kulusevski trying to run it clear and gets away from Luis Diaz. Porro now has to do the same. And he's blocked off. Wants them to keep up this tempo that they've had since he made those changes on a Slot. He's looking to become the 7th Liverpool manager, Slot, to lead Liverpool to the League Cup. The only one to do it in his first season was Joe Fagan. Alexander-Arnold, here's McAllister. Now Werner, pulled back by Alexander-Arnold, but he goes on. Timo Werner! He was asking a lot to score from that angle.
I'm assuming he's tried to cut that one back. He could not have been shooting, but this is what he's good at. Final throws of a match. Defenders are getting tired. Use his pace, cause a bit of havoc.
Timo Werner was actually part of the Chelsea team that inflicted upon Spurs their last League Cup defeat here in the second leg of a semi-final 3 years ago. Here's Diaz. Kulusevski came in, but it runs anyway to Nunez. Here's Diaz. Well, Gravenberg was willing and might have been the safer option. Spurs 4 times winners of the League Cup. On 2 occasions they've actually beaten Liverpool en route, and that man Martin Chivers scored twice in a quarter-final en route to their victory in 1973, 2 years after scoring in the final when they won it for the first time. Now Solanke, has he timed his move well? Dominic Solanke scores! The flag stays down, it all depends on VAR now, but Dominic Solanke is celebrating a goal against his old club that puts Spurs in pole position in this semi-final.
Well, we've got VAR in these semis, so we'll know for sure. The one player, I think, who might have played him on is over the far side, is that Alexander-Arnold. You look at the cut of the grass. He may just have been leading into an offside position, but in those situations, Solanke has been brilliant. He's been composed, he's been absolutely deadly.
So are Liverpool going to be sorry that VAR has come in at this stage of the competition? Trent Alexander-Arnold on the far side is the player that they're going to be looking at.
Yeah, he realised the situation, Alexander-Arnold, and he's tried to just lean back again, just push up half a yard. Whether he managed to do it in time is another matter. But the flag stayed down, so in the quarterfinals, Spurs would be a goal ahead now. Will they be in the semi? Looks
It's
like
bad
he's
news for Dominic Solanke.
I always wonder what the ref knows after we do.
So communication from Stockley Park is for the bad news.
After review, Dominic Solanke was in an offside position in the build-up to the goal. My final decision is offside.
Well, we've heard the referee's voice, but it was news that the Tottenham fans did not want to hear. Dominic Solanke's joy is wiped out.
I'm loving that innovation, you know, loving it. You've seen NFL refs do it for donkey's years, and I've always thought it'd be great in this country, in football.
I love how they have the microphones that the top stars use as well. He'll be getting a bigger audience than Taylor Swift soon. Here's Spence. So Spurs have to try again. And this time Johnson is moving from an onside position. Van Dijk is there. And Johnson gives away the free kick for the challenge on Kostas Tsimikas.
Big moment that for the ref, wasn't it?
Stuart Atwell becoming the first to communicate a decision in public here. Ibrahima Konate is coming on in place of Alexis McAllister, which is going to allow Endo to move back into his more orthodox position. Diaz. Here's Konate. Diaz helps it back. It's Curtis Jones, just couldn't bring it in. Endo. Alexander-Arnold slots that one through. Gray was aware that Salah was coming in on it and he couldn't risk leaving it to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, first rule of defending. Take no chances, take charge if you can.
There's Basuma bringing in Gray again, who's tried to ease some of the pressure on that Spurs back line. Konate puts it out.
Well, it's been much better defensively from Spurs tonight.
Kinski has settled in very quickly, arriving on Sunday and thrown in for his first team debut today. Can't have been easy, but he's had a calm and a presence about him. Alexander-Arnold, Endo. Salah unable to keep it on the playing field. Here's Basuma. Werner. Spence. Crossed by Werner. Van Dijk first to it. But straight back to Spurs for Jed Spence. And attempting Alexander-Arnold into a challenge before giving it back to Jed Spence. Here's Bergvall. Werner. It's Kulusevski.
Certainly took the time there, Spurs didn't swing it in. Had about 3 or 4 opportunities to do it.
Bergvall has just made a late tackle, he's already on a yellow card. Liverpool for now have played on. Here's Gravenberg, straight at Kinski. Well, Tsimikas, who was on the wrong end of that challenge from Bergvall, is still on the ground, and Virgil van Dijk is asking about whether there should perhaps have been further sanction.
Well, on this occasion, Bergvall did catch his man. Shouldn't have been booked for the first tackle on Diaz, but maybe for that one he should have been.
Well, Salah and Van Dijk have both had questions of the referee to ask over that incident. In the meantime, dates for your diary, because it's a month from now that the second leg matches in the semi-finals take place. Newcastle 2-0 up for the first leg against Arsenal. That's on February the 5th at 7 p.m. on Sky Sports Football. And the following day, which is a Thursday, Liverpool will host Tottenham against Sky Sports Football from 7 o'clock. I wonder how much the makeup of these two squads will have changed by then, with the January transfer window open. Ange Postecoglou has already used his first option in bringing in the goalkeeper and putting him straight in. Seems to have been a decision that's paid dividends tonight.
Yeah, and Postecoglou, there'll be an element of satisfaction within him, I think, tonight. The way his team have competed against what he describes as the best team in the world at the moment, so he can be pleased about that. I know they've been far from the best, Liverpool, but they still have to be dealt with.
Solanke, Bergvall! An incredible time to pick your moment to score your first goal for the club. Bergvall, who Liverpool might argue is lucky to still be on the pitch, has the Tottenham fans in ecstasy here, because he's given them the advantage in the first leg of this semi-final. Well, the referee does have a card in his hand now, but it's the Liverpool bench he's heading to, and I suspect a complaint has been made about the fact that Liverpool don't feel Bergvall should have been there to score that goal.
Well, the fact is, he was, and whatever you think about the yellow card, he's been superb tonight. Bergvall moved forward when Bentancur went off. He's closed down brilliantly. He's got through so much work, and the finish here, I mean, what an assist that is from Solanke. Perfectly weighted into the goal scorer. This time, they won't be denied, Spurs. They've had to do an awful lot of defending tonight. But that is a lovely, crisp, clean finish from the youngster. Great centre-forward work, that to hold off Canate and put it in the youngster's path.
Just his 22nd game since his move here from Djurgården. He turns 19 4 days before the second leg, and it might be his goal that Spurs are looking to protect or even build on there, unless Liverpool have a response. Diaz with the cross, Spence with a header away, and here's Gravenberg. This is Salah. Alexander-Arnold. Salah pulls it across, and it's cleared by Basuma.
I mean, you can well understand Liverpool's frustration, because yeah, he shouldn't have been booked for that first tackle, but he was, and I think he should have been booked for the second. So, yeah, no wonder there's anger within the Liverpool ranks.
Endo. Canate. Alexander-Arnold. Cleared by Gray. Tsimikas. Tsimikas with the cross, and Solanke clears the decks this time. but Liverpool will keep coming. It's Van Dijk. Tsimikas with the cross. Alexander-Arnold. Endo. Diaz climbing for it, but he was a little behind him. And Basuma happy to just belt that one anywhere.
I thought we were heading towards Postecoglou's first goalless draw. But no, the run goes on, and maybe Liverpool's unbeaten run 24 comes to an end, but you wouldn't bet on them reacting here to this goal from Lucas Bergvall. Really good assist and a really good finish. He's suffered, hasn't he, in recent weeks? Not only on the touchline, but in his press conferences, post-match interviews. Postecoglou, he has suffered big time.
Well, for all the troubles that they've had, they've produced so many tales of the unexpected in this competition, and this looks like being another one. Spurs' youngest scorer since Alvin Devine back in January 2021. Lucas Bergvall, still just 18.
Well, they'll be talking about this afterwards, no doubt about it, Liverpool. I mean, certainly, that's not a booking. It's not even a foul, to be fair, I don't think, although maybe Tsimikas has to take action to get over the challenge, so yeah, maybe you could say it's a foul, but I think the second challenge, yeah.
It wasn't long after what should have been a second yellow card that happened. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to be precise. Lucas Bergvall, who was on the end of some pretty rough treatment himself from Joe Linton at the weekend, is the one who's all smiles tonight. He's got away with one in one sense, but for now he's enjoying his moment in the sun. But 7 minutes of stoppage time, so still a long way for Spurs to see this one out. Dragusin's off the pitch at the moment. Basuma's had to drop into the back line. Dragusin now returns. Alexander-Arnold with a testing cross. Diaz got underneath it.
Well, he's made a real difference, hasn't he, with his ability on the ball. Absolutely brilliant since he come on, Alexander-Arnold. Look at that. They're appealing for a corner. They feel it should have been, and it should have been.
Checking the non-corner decision as well. Everything under scrutiny. Well, the mood has lightened and lifted here. We've been given plenty of enjoyable experiences in this competition already this season.
Well, most of the Spurs fans I know are coming along here expecting the very worst, given their form and Liverpool's.
Well, they've won all of their games in the competition so far by a single goal margin, Spurs. And there's one goal going to be enough here to see them through to the end of this first leg. Gravenberg. Jones has Diaz up to his left. Diaz fires one across, and Nunez
Well, it's a good stop. Was this heading for the corner? It might have been. It was just behind him, Nunez, and he does well to adjust the body to get his volley in. And Kinski once again standing in Liverpool's way.
Tsimikas with a kick. Van Dijk was going towards it, was coming together with Solanke, but Spurs looking for another break here. Dragusin is furthest forward for them, but at the moment it's Werner in possession. Nunez gets it clear. Gray. Kanate. Tsimikas. Diaz has overrun it.
I think he was just trying his luck there.
It has been checked by VAR.
And certainly Pedro Porro gets two hands on his back, which is never a good idea. No wonder Diaz goes down. Not sure what the right back was thinking there.
Incidentally, it wasn't Arne Slot who was booked, it was Sipke Hulshoff, the assistant who picked up the yellow card in the immediate protests after Tottenham's goal. Well, it's the Tottenham fans who are in good voice.
Another good display by Solanke. Leading the Tottenham line really well these days.
Here's Bissouma. Now Dragusin. Luis Diaz. Here's Jones. Diaz. Alexander-Arnold curls one across looking for Mo Salah. Spence, though, gets up first. And it might all come down to this now for Liverpool. Seconds remaining. A corner which Trent Alexander-Arnold will take, and one last chance perhaps for Liverpool to get on the scoreboard ahead of the second leg. Corner delayed, a warning for Virgil van Dijk. It's cleared. Back out to the corner taker, who juggles with it. Bergval's underneath it. Johnson's underneath it. Will it drop for Jones? Will it drop for Van Dijk? Endo has a crack. We're looking at a possible penalty in that scramble in there. But Liverpool play on regardless with Gravenberg.
They're still looking, aren't they? It's Kulusevski on Curtis Jones. Kulusevski takes a swipe at it and catches Jones's right leg. Is that going to be enough to give a pen? No.
On-field decision confirmed. Werner's played it through, but it's too long for Dejan Kulusevski. Tottenham Hotspur's Carabao Cup adventure continues in style. A first goal for the club for Lucas Bergvall sets them up very nicely indeed for the second leg at Anfield in a month's time. We had the first instance of a referee talking over the mic here today, but Liverpool will want explanations from Stuart Atwell as to how Bergvall was still on the pitch. Virgil van Dijk is asking that question now because Bergvall, having already been booked, then committed a second offence on Kostas Tsimikas that went unpunished to the extent that play continued anyway. But Liverpool feeling very aggrieved that the match winner was still on the pitch to score the goal. Only a second defeat this season for Arne Slot's team. Their 24-match unbeaten run comes to an end here, and now they're faced with the prospect of having to turn this round at home in the second leg. Spurs, though, in some senses, deserved the victory. They had a rookie goalkeeper, they had a makeshift defence, they had a goal ruled out from Dominic Solanke before he assisted the eventual goal scored by Lucas Bergvall. So a clean sheet on his debut as well for Antonin Kinski. No wonder Spurs are all smiles with the way it's gone tonight. But there is still work to be done. Tottenham 1, Liverpool 0.
Well, there will be a few decisions for us to unpick over the coming half hour or so after that. But overall, and bigger picture, Michael Dawson,